Welcome to Not a Roofers podcast, where we discuss roofing.
Without all the jargon. I'm Brianna.
And I'm Charity.
And this is today's episode.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Not a Roofers podcast.
So, on this podcast, I think we've mentioned the Roof Medics report a couple of times, haven't we?
I think so, and I know that a lot more people ask me what's in it than you.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, I don't get asked a lot of questions on the daily basis because I don't answer the phones.
True. That is true.
When I when I try to market, one of the big things we market is our complimentary 5-point inspection and roof report. And people are like, what does that mean? And we've talked about our 5-point inspection, right? Mm-hmm. We had an episode about that. I can link that below if you did not listen to it. I highly recommend if you want to just educate yourself. But a really key component of that 5-point inspection is this roof report that we have and we give to our clients as a no obligation, complimentary thing to them. But it's a very, very powerful tool that we give people, and I think it's important to highlight it. So, Charity, have you seen one of these reports?
Okay. I laugh at that because I send a lot of them out to customers.
Okay, cool.
And so I've had customers call me and ask me to explain what is on them.
Okay. So you send them out. So do you want to explain what, on like the very base level, what do they look like?
Actually, to make this easier, and I know that you guys can't see this, but I'm going to pull it up so that I am giving you a detailed one. I actually just had one of these reports done on my house.
So actually, for any of our listeners, if you go to our website, and I'll actually put the link below, we do have a example of the roof reports on our website. So I'll link that below. Feel free to take a look at it so that you can maybe understand more than what we're explaining. But we'll try and explain it because, people learn differently. I'm a visual audio learner.
So I just pulled up the report done on my house, and these reports are not just a single page. So they range in pages based off of what's going on with your roof. So mine is 8 pages long, but basically the first page just has a photo of your roof with it outlined and then your name and address on it so that you know that it's like the cover sheet. It comes with a cover sheet. That's what it is. It's a cover sheet. And then when we continue on, it gives an overview of just how big your roof is, the square footage, the estimated install date, and a grade. So if Brianna wants to explain what the grade is.
Yes. So before that, I'm going to note this document, like Charity said, it kind of depends on a couple of things on how long it is. The bigger your roof, the longer the report will be. The more roof systems there are, let's say, some of our customers we go to, they have multiple buildings on their property. So the more buildings, the more pages.
And each on this page that I'm talking about that gives the estimated installation date and a grade, it will have each roof that you have with a grade next to it. So you could have one. So mine, I only have one roof. So it's 1. Some of our buildings have 3. Some of them have 12. And they will list all of them and all the grades.
Yeah. So let's get into the grading. The grading is on a very general school grading system, I guess is what I'd say. That's the easiest thing to compare it to. Yep. So if your roof has I'd say A through C, like C is average condition, right? So A through C. Well, A through C, I'd say like not really anything to really worry about. There might be a couple things. I mean, with a C grade at school, you're doing like average work, right? And so a C grading on a roof is like, your roof is an average condition. There's probably things you can improve upon, of course. That's why it's a C and not an A. B is a little bit better. A is like top quality, really nothing wrong with it. here are things you can do to keep it at that A level. But you get into the D and F range and you have some things to work on. So that grading system, I mean, it's just think of it like school grades. If you have a D or an F in a class, you have quite a bit of work to do to get it up to that like passing okay level. But it doesn't stop at the grades. The report goes further than that. So each roof, let's say you have a location that has 3 roof systems. We'll just use 3 because that's easy. And one of the roof systems gets graded at a B. And you're like, okay, great, awesome. And another one gets rated at an A. And you're like, oh, great. But one of your third roof system gets graded at an F, let's say. And you're like, oh boy, what do I need to do? So what the report will do is it'll have that particular roof system 3 is what I'll call it. It'll have pictures of the problem areas. It'll have a general picture of the roof itself. And then it'll list out what are they? The remedial and emergency. Are those the terms used?
Yes.
Okay. So the deficiencies, the problem areas will be listed as either remedial or emergency. In the report, what'll happen is it'll have roof 1 with pictures and its grade, and if like let's say roof 1 is the one that is graded a B, it'll list out the remedial things, the things you can do to keep having your roof be at the B, or if not an A grade. Same with roof system 2. And then with roof system 3, there'll be pictures of the roof, the deficiencies, and then the remedial things, the things that aren't as immediate that you do, but that will be good with helping keep the grade up in the future. And then there'll be the emergency things. You must absolutely do these or your roof system will not get better in its grading. It will not be good. So these can be things from active leaks, or for example, with Charity's roof, the flashing that was not properly installed. I'm sure that was you need to fix this now because it's letting water into your roof.
It was listed as emergency.
Yep. So that is generally what you'll see. So you'll have the cover page, and then you'll have, if you have multiple roofs, multiple buildings, each roof listed out. There will be pictures, there'll be explanations, and are there...
You missed a page.
What do I miss?
So it's the cover, and then it's the roofs with their grade, and then it's a page with the observation pictures, and then the next page is each individual thing with a photo and description.
Okay.
So you missed the observation page.
I didn't know that. So there's an observation page, but ultimately it's a report full of pictures of just general roof, and then the actual problems listed out, ways that we recommend, or Roof Medics recommends that those get fixed, with different options of, you could do this, it'll last this long, this is what you can expect, you could do this, which is better, along with their price points as well. So it's an in-depth thing.
Well, and then we go on even farther. So after that, then there's a summary page, which then restates the grade of your roof, restates our recommendation, but then adds the estimated replacement date of your roof. So for mine, it says estimated replacement in 2028. Okay, we say maintenance all the time, but just as a note, roofs do eventually have to be replaced.
And again, this is just general. This is just what we know about the report. But really everything that I know, I've had the opportunity to sit down with some customers and ask them about their experience within working, or ask them about their experience working with Roof Medics. And the report is one of the top things that customers praise Roof Medics for, because it is just chocked full of information, and we give it to our customers free of charge with no obligation. That does have its limitations, of course, but it's the information that we will give people, and I think that's really important to note. Of when you have any roofing contractor come out to you, are they just giving you a one page of like, you need to replace your roof with no explanations? Or are they walking you through and really helping you understand the condition of your roof and what options you have? We said it in previous episodes, like how to evaluate a contractor and all of that, but knowing your options is so powerful, and having a roofing contractor that will educate and walk alongside you for you to know in the future is just great. Like, it's an experience that I feel like doesn't happen a lot of times, and it really should all the time. It should happen all the time in every capacity, whether it be your car, your roof, your house, your whatever it be. Like, having someone who will make sure you have all the information. I don't know. I like being educated. I don't know about you, Journey.
I like being educated on things that I'm interested in.
You mean you're not interested in roofing?
I mean, I do work in the roofing industry, and I am educating myself every time that I do these podcasts, because even though I'm in the roofing industry, I don't know everything.
Yeah. We were asked.
Some customers like to think that I do.
We were asked recently if we would ever decide that we were roofers instead of not roofers, as our podcast suggests. And I don't think I'll ever consider myself an actual roofer, but our boss did say that we are starting to graduate from kindergarten of the roofing education. So we're getting there, apparently. Oh, I know what I was going to do.
Was it noted?
I was going to bring up what remedial meant.
Okay.
It is definition time.
You do that, which is fine. One thing we do put on our reports is we have the estimated repair cost, and then we do add the estimated replacement cost so that you can see the comparison between the two. Because sometimes, and I'm going to be honest about this, sometimes it is more cost efficient to replace. That does occasionally happen.
Okay, it is definition time. So we said that remedial and emergency are listed. Remedial repairs and emergency repairs. So what does remedial mean? We haven't had a definition in a while. I'm kind of excited for this. Okay. Definition of remedial. It is an adjective, and it means giving or intended as a remedy or cure. So in the case of our reports, remedial means we're intending it to help, I guess, cure your roof, remedy your roof. It is the things that we as a company believe will help your roof's life be extended. So it's not the emergency. It's not that this needs to happen or you're going to keep having water come into your building. It's the, hey, this could become a problem in the future and we want to cure it before that happens. So, I'm so excited to have a definition.
You're so cute.
Is there anything else we should talk about in regards to the report?
No, not that I can think of, no.
Okay. We hope you learned something about the Roof Medics report. Again, if you want to see one of these in real life, not actually in real life, if you want to see a digital version of this, I will put the link to the one we have on our website below in the show notes. Definitely take a look at it, see what information you're actually getting, and, see how powerful it is. That brings us to the end of today's episode, though. If you haven't already, check us out on our social media accounts. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. And also make sure to subscribe to the podcast. We have some great things ahead for the podcast. Hopefully. I hope there's great things. So stick around for that journey. Subscribe to the podcast. And until next time.
Bye.
That brings us to the end of today's episode. If you've been loving what you're hearing, make sure to press the subscribe button so you get notified anytime we post a new episode. Episodes come out on Wednesdays. Please share this podcast with a friend, rate us, or leave a review. All of those help us to reach more listeners so that everybody can join us and learn more about the roofing industry as we go along on this journey. If you don't already follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, or YouTube, I will put all of our information in the show notes below. Feel free to contact us with any questions or ideas you have and would love for us to talk about on the podcast. I hope you have a great day, and we will see you next time.